recording, I'm going to talk about how to use BigBears 0083S's stock trading Google spreadsheet. And this tutorial is for folks who have very little experience using Google Sheets or spreadsheets in general. And so if that's you, this is for you. If you have a lot of experience with spreadsheets, you're not going to need to watch this. So just go on to something else. Start using the sheet. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it. Here we have this great stock trading spreadsheet. And what we have going right now, it's April 2nd, 2020. And markets are down. They're down quite a bit. And we know from market fundamentals that we can take valuations on companies and bet on them. Some are going to come out ahead, some are going to come out behind, some are going to go bankrupt. And the idea is, if you're an investor, to identify companies that you can invest in now that are going to recover in the next 12, 24, 36 months, and allow you to make some good money on your investment. And that I'm not an expert on valuation or markets. I just try and learn from the experts and present the research. Same thing, I'm not an expert on building spreadsheets like this. I'm just presenting someone how to use BigBears spreadsheet. So credit to the people who are there. So I'm going to go to full screen on this YouTube real quick to talk so that we can, and it's on pause, I'll put a link to this, and we can see Professor Damodaran put together this talk here, and this is the way he's valuing companies is these three big metrics, right? Growth in revenue, operating margins, growth in investment efficiency, right? And he's added these other things. And so here's the risk though, the cost of equity. What is the updated equity risk premium? And then the cost of debt. What is the updated default spreads? And so the fundamentals of evaluation right now for companies are the same, right? And what does this have to do with the spreadsheet? Well, these are the frameworks I'm using to evaluate companies that I'm putting in this spreadsheet. And I think these are the best frameworks to use because this is the what one of the world's best experts on valuations says to use. And I'm trusting his judgment. He's got a PhD and he's in a prestigious teaching position for a reason, right? So I trust this professor much more than whatever's on MarketWatch, right? And these are fundamentals. They make sense. Okay, so with these in mind, we can exit the full screen and go back to the spreadsheet. And if you've never used the spreadsheet before, the best thing to do is go ahead and click File, make a copy, and you can make your own copy after you do that. And that's what the title of this is. So if there's one takeaway of this video for the how to use the spreadsheet piece, well, that's what you use. Okay, next thing. Basically all these values in here are reference cells to other cells. So when you see these, if I highlight cell, think of like Battleship C, column C, row 5, C5, we can see in this formula bar equals Google Finance plus 3C, so it's going from 3C up here to trade time. So there's a formula there, but everything is really based on row 3, where you're adding these ticker symbols in. So if you want to add a new company in, you can just replace it over a new one. So let's think of like, we'll look up Pepsi. Pepsi stock. We can see their ticker symbol is PEP, and I'm going to replace them with, we'll scroll right, and we'll replace them with Halliburton, PEP, capital PEP. So when I type that and press enter, it's going to load all of Pepsi Cola's information. So you can see the stock chart, the trade time, And what I really, really like right now is the row 13 where we can see the current drop down in percent. So I can very quickly compare Pepsi's current drop down, which is 16.5%, to say Chevron, an oil and gas company. So all all markets, whether you're trading in an entire market like the S&P 500, or an entire sector like an oil and gas EFT, or an individual company like what you can see here, which is mostly airline companies, because I think those are what I'm personally most fascinated about, and right now, and think are going to be good investments, because they're down quite a bit, right? Boeing, we can see, is down 69.37%. Starbucks, that's not. Let's skip that. United Airlines, 71%. American Airlines, sorry, 71.54. United, 75. Southwest, 45. And so I can choose like which one of these is the best deal based on the current drop down. That's how I'm making my valuation. The other reason I think these are, for me personally, are again, you got to make your own decision here, win or lose, on companies to invest in. But for me, the reason I think airlines are a good investment right now, and the reason I put them in this spreadsheet for my own analysis, is because the government bailed them out. They're not going to I don't think the government will let these companies go bankrupt. And so the stock may go down, but it's going to go back up. The other thing is compare, in comparing airlines to, say, the oil and gas industry, which has just been hit so hard. If we scroll to the right, we can see some oil and gas companies over here. I had Halliburton in here. Let's see if they're still there. I don't think they're coming back very soon, because they have a lot more, the economy will recover, people will start using oil and gas again to drive their cars, and yet there's still the OPEC Saudi Arabia issue with supply and demand. Whereas airlines, like, everyone's going to start flying as soon as we get on the other side of this pandemic, shelter-in-place shutdown. Okay, so that's my thoughts there. The other tech skill I wanted to show in here is, say you want to add another column. Say there's none, you want to put more. You can click on a column right up here at the top. So I'm going to click on column C. I'm going to go insert column right. So at this top menu, that's 4 over, 2 down, insert column right. And I'm going to get a blank column. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste what we see here. So I'm highlighting the whole cell, and depending on what kind of computer you're using, that might look different. And then I'm going to do, Control Z. Let's try that again. Highlighting the whole cell, edit, copy. I'm going to click on column D and go edit, paste. And that worked, right? And so now I can put in another stock. Let's do Coca-Cola. KO. All right, so I hope that helps folks understand how to use the spreadsheet. Again, there's some fun to know information in there, which is, how my investment strategy works right now. And just good luck with whatever you decide. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.